Welcome, Transformers fans, to this week's Transformers review, where we are looking at the Junkion leader, Wreck-Garr, in his Mad Max Junkion motorcycle mode. But before we look at Wreck-Garr, let's look at his accessory, this pinwheel blade, which the articulation, as you can see, as he holds it in his hand, he can spin blade ya. And he does have storage for this right here on the back, right there at that little peg hole right there. You just take this little end of it right there and put it into his spot right here. And he's got weapon storage, so he's got extra propeller motion. So you can go faster. But, of course, he does roll like all Junkions should on their little spiky wheels. And you can hear the movement. And, of course, he's got little spikes on the ends of his wheels. On the sides of his wheels. He's got the two little saddlebags right there. The seat. He does have somewhat of a little bit of visible head syndrome. But it's all good. In this really nice looking vehicle mode. And yes, he is a parts former, but it's only for the wheels. So let's go ahead and transform him into his robot mode. What you want to do is untab the arm pieces right here and take the front wheel off. And then do the same here at the back. Spread these out so you can take the wheel off. And then you got them in will be a hovercraft type mode. Hovercraft cycle mode. But the next feat of moving is you want to take his legs, bring them out. And then you can take his feet and bring them forward. Whoa. Come on, Wreck-Garr, this is your video. You don't need to sabotage the camera. And you could just bring the legs down. And thus you've got the leg sections done. And we come up here to the upper pate, where you can bring this down, being that it's on a double hinge. And set that up, and then you bring the legs further down, and then you got a tab slack connection right there that can combine, and then you got his bottom half complete. And then let's work on his upper pate. Take the arms and swing them out, and then you can bring his chest compartment down. Which has a tab slack connection right there, which you can actually, but before you do that, you actually can do this to bring him completely apart, so like that, so you can do with the arms the best way you can. And I'm working this step by step. Because you got a tab and slot connection on the shoulder joints where you need to you can just connect the chest to the arm pieces. And you've got that, and then you could just slide this piece in like this, the way you can connect it. And then you've got the hands that you can fold out. And then you could pose the handlebars any way you want. And then you just take the wheels and put them on. You could put them on his arms, which is how I usually display him, with them on his arms. Or you could just display them on the legs. However, it is your toy. You do how you display him however you wish. Or you could just put him on one side or the other. You know, so being that I'm right-handed, and he's facing me, and so I will put everything on his left side. And then you just put his flailing weapon right there. And then you got Wreck-Garr in his robot mode. As for articulation, his head does rotate to 360. And as you can see, it has a lot of wiggly waggly going on. And his arms can lift up, not like that high, mainly due to transformation. He can rotate, but his handlebars go in the way, so it does do a 360. He can bend at the elbow. Whoa, as if his tires don't fall off. He does swivel at the bicep. And of course, his hands can basically fold back, but that's due to transformation. Gotta move the saddlebags and arm up, but you could get in where if he took his blade off, he can kick to the side. He can kick forward, he can kick backwards, he can bend at the knee. Of course, he can move his foot, but primarily due to transformation. And that's pretty much it for articulation. Oh, and I forgot he does have his chest cannons, where you can give him the perfectly good nurple, so to speak. But that's Wreck-Garr in his robot mode and his articulation. Oh man, if you guys have seen the animated movie, oh man, it's just to see Weird Al's song "Dare to Be Stupid" for these guys in that scene with the Junkions and the Autobots. Oh man, that was awesome. It's an awesome scene, and it's good to see Weird Al get a movie credit. But I think this was a good this is a good figure, and you know, and whatnot. So this is a top tier figure. So I would suggest anybody getting him to pick this up. This is a good figure to have in your collection. So until all are one, see you in the next one. Peace.